The Nova Sorceress is in an odd place with the upcoming Diablo 2 2.4 patch, so today we're going to look at an energy shield variant of the Standard Nova Sorceress and discuss why they're looking at giving her a buff, as well as also talk about why bringing the standardized variant up to par could result in a build we did in a previous video becoming the strongest caster in the game. Starting out, the reason I call this the Standard Nova Sorceress is because almost every commonly promoted Nova Sorceress build follows the same pattern, focusing on either 105 or 200% faster cast, plus skills and mana for spamming. This is, unfortunately, the result of a fairly common Nova Second or Nova Spam ideology that comes with pretty much how most people simply take the mentality used for normal Sorceress builds, in at least the current meta, and just change the skills over to Nova and wear Griffins. This is by no means a bad strategy, but it is worth noting it does leave a lot of power on the table, but it still does accomplish the basic goal of, well, reaction locking targets with the Nova spell. To make the Standard Nova Sorceress, you do the usual enough strength for gear to start out, and then either go heavy energy if you're doing energy shield with it, while aiming for about 500 to 700 life before battle orders in your mid-80s. Or if you're going for a secondary element, you go heavy vitality while aiming for about 500 to 700 mana before battle orders at a similar level. For the build we're doing today, we actually did the former, but I felt it important to note just in case you want to make your own twist on the build. Skill-wise, Nova builds are extremely straightforward. 20 points in Nova, 20 points in Lightning Mastery for the damage boost, and usually at least a decent amount of points into Warmth since it is a mana-hungry spell. Outside of that, you're usually going to be looking at a secondary spell, the most popular ones being Fire Wall, Frozen Orb, Energy Shield, or Fire Ball. With Fire Wall, you get the skill and the mastery. With Frozen Orb, you get the skill and a little mastery and the leftover in the synergy. And with Energy Shield, you get max telekinesis to basically minimize the burn, and enough points in Energy Shield to get it between 80 to 95% kind of redirection to the mana. With Fire Ball, you usually don't get max damage on it, but you can still get a reasonable damage spammable fire output to match your Nova spammable lightning output. Since we're doing the Standard Nova Sorceress, on the mercenary we of course want to get Infinity for conviction, and just the usual resist boosting and life leech on the armor and helmet. As far as what aura, Holy Freeze is probably going to be your go-to choice since you won't be double-dipping meditation and prayer with this setup. As far as your equipment, there's some standard stuff that's usually picked outside of the obvious lightning skill charms, which, if you're doing Energy Shield, will make you hit that 95% absorb a lot sooner. And that is stuff like Arachnid's Mesh for faster cast and plus skills, Mage Fist for faster cast as well and a boost to Warmth thanks to the plus fire skills, and Griffin's Eye for the minus enemy lightning resist plus skills and even more faster cast. Outside of that, it becomes a question of if you want 105% or 200% faster cast, with 105% giving you more damage per cast, which makes it more likely for you to force an enemy into recovery animations, and the 200% giving you usually faster kill speed out of the two, but risk not causing reactions against higher life enemies, though on Players 1, this usually is not an issue. For the 105% faster cast, you'll reach it super easily, since you already have 65% from the core gear, so even just Ashuda's Temper for your weapon will make you clear that gap, though you could also close it with the cheaper to get Spirit Shield and a reasonable caster crafted amulet with faster cast on it, and all of the above can give you a solid plus skill boost to raise your damage up, and they leave your armor open for something like Chains of Honor for plus skills, damage reduction, and a bit of resist boost, or Enigma for a decent magic find boost instead of resists. For the 200% faster cast, you'll need a bit more specific gear. Either Wizard Spike for resist or Suicide Branch for plus skills, to get you the bigger 50% faster cast, combined with Skin of the Viper Magi for another 30% faster cast, plus skills and resist as well, as the previously shown perfect faster cast Spirit Shield, and either a perfect 20% faster cast Sorceress Amulet, or a 10% faster cast Caster Amulet, and a 10% faster cast Ring. The lower plus skills from the faster cast setup can be felt in a number of situations, but both do work fine. And to round them out, you simply fill any leftover ring slots with Stones of Jordan, and then you, well, slap on your choice of boots. Since I went with Energy Shield on this one, I went Silkweave, though you could also do War Travelers for Magic Find, or some good rare resist boots. Now you may look at this and the fact that it, for the most part, performs fine, it's actually quite tanky and doesn't have much to worry about, and wonder why I say this build leaves some power on the table. That's because you're actually using an expensive piece of equipment on your mercenary that can push your damage further. And you could either emulate that to a lesser extent with a Crescent Moon and a slower cast rate, or you could go all in and wear the Infinity yourself, easily flooring the resists of any non-immune enemy and dropping even most immune enemies to near zero resist after Conviction breaks them. The reason why this could potentially be broken is that any damage boosts made to Nova will have an amplified effect on the heavier resist penetrating variant, since it essentially doubles the damage it does per cast compared to the non-penetrating variant. Is it likely to end up overpowered? Probably not if they balance it properly, but it is going to be a delicate balancing situation. If you want to see how we built that variant, there should be a link on the screen now to one we built with Firewall support rather than Energy Shield, as well as a link to a video explaining in more detail how Energy Shield works.